Wow, that game was so frustrating. Oh, painful. Like, don't get me wrong, proud of the Habs. Just the fact that they were here, they can hang their hats high. But it doesn't make it any easier to swallow this pill. I don't care about underdogs. I don't care about expectations. I don't care how good the Lightning were. Not only did they lose, but they were beaten. Plain and simple. But I still got some things to talk about, so I'm Ben Dankyu, back again at the Habs Fan Forum. Welcome back to this week's edition. Here at the Habs Fan Forum, this of course is where us fans get to have our voices heard. So, let's talk about these Montreal Canadiens. And of course, this painful Game 5 loss. Before we get into that, I'll just let you know that right now, you can still go to DraftKings for the remainder of the NBA playoffs. As you know, how the Habs Fan Forum is proudly a part of Rocket Sports Media, which is part of the Hockey Podcast Network and sponsored by DraftKings. Just use the promo code THPN and you can go to the free-to-play section and win up to $25,000 for free. First and foremost, I am thankful that this team put it all on the line and dragged the Montreal Canadiens fans and the whole country to their feet, brought them to the Cup final. And what a ride it was in a time when we were coming out of COVID and lockdowns and this, and it kind of expedited the city and brought everyone together and just kind of brought a new energy into the fold. And you know what? I'm proud of the team. At the end of the day, I've lost to pick apart in this Cup final for sure. Game 5 and the effort that it was in that game has a lot to keep you wanting. But at the same time, credit where credit's due. This Lightning team is good, and now you have to love to hate them because they have made themselves out to be this villain for sure. You look at the big rig celebrating, you look at that just ridiculous press conference from Kucherov, smashing the fans. Oof, it's just total disrespect. Oh, but at the same time, the product on the ice, the coaching staff of the Lightning, sometimes you don't lose a game, you get beat in a game. And I gotta say, this Lightning team is deep, and they deserve to go back to back. Well, we're here, and I got some player notes because in that game, that was such a frustrating game to watch. I swear, the Lightning only had to defend against one line. The only line that looked relatively dangerous, of course, I don't have to tell you, was Caulfield, Suzuki, and Anderson. And that line was so good. But you got to think, that line as a second line with a just as dangerous or more dangerous first line would just thrive. That would be a premier second line anywhere in the NHL. In a few years, it might be more than that. Don't be wrong. Suzuki and Caulfield are trending up. But that line right now just has the makings of a perfect second line. But where's the first line? Deneau, Gallagher, Toffoli. Injuries have come out with Toffoli and Gallagher fighting groin injuries, which are completely hindering. Don't get me wrong. The whole time I was yelling at Toffoli, go for the puck. It would just be hanging in front of him, and he wouldn't put any effort into it. The groin injury kind of makes sense. I mean, that's one of those things that you can't. You just don't have that push off to get to the puck. You don't have. If you got a groin injury like that, you're not going to be effective. And Deneau, well, I don't know. He wasn't injured apparently, but he was still ineffective himself. Just watching him pull it into that half wall every time he enters the zone, come on. It was just completely ineffective as a first line, and it's confusing to me that they kept rolling. But I'll get into that later. And the third and fourth line, also, I mean, at the end of the day, not dangerous, and you're not going to win a hockey game with one effective line. It's just not the case. And on the back end, tough. Because you can't bash your defensive play. I mean, they only let in one goal, and it was a pretty nice goal by, I think it was Colton. But at the same time, missing that offensive push from the blue line, the puck moving defenseman who can drive the play, zone exits that can stretch pass. I know there's lots to do with the Lightning system and etc. and players on the ice, but it just wasn't there, and that was definitely a factor in this one. I mean, it was kind of missing a healthy, on top of his game, Petrie. Like if he was effective, I mean, once again, dealing with finger injuries and probably other stuff, but um, he's been pretty off his game well before he dislocated his fingers. And Price goalie, well, he let one goal in. What are you gonna say about that stud? From game 1 to game 22, he's been a stalwart in net and just. Well, I mean, he would have won the Conn Smythe if they went further. Even if they lost, if they brought this to Game 7, he probably might have still won the Conn Smythe. So a lot left to be said about how painful watching them get dominated in Game 5 was. Just the effort wasn't there. They knew they had to score first. They knew they had to come out of the gate hot. They knew they had to be putting pressure on the Lightning, and none of it happened. I can't believe this run's over. Wow. It has been just so much fun on this wild ride all the way. Who would have thought the first year we bring out the Habs Fan Forum, it goes all the way to the Stanley Cup final. I might call myself a little bit of a good luck charm there. Unfortunately, they couldn't get over the hump, but I had just so much fun making all this content and speaking with you and engaging in the Habs community. It's been wild. It's been actually, a brand new surreal experience. So, really happy to finally be able to get rid of the beard and chop off that mullet I was rocking for like 2 months. That was getting a little old at the end, but couldn't let her go. Got a nice new, Hail the North t-shirt. Big shout out to the winning the North Division. And I still got to figure out where to put these new Stanley Cup final patches. I got this jersey here. I'll probably drop one on there. I got my 2 studs in the background that have been here the whole time. Wow. I mean, obviously you got Conn Smythe in Price, and then probably the MVP in terms of offensive danger for Suzuki. But nonetheless, it has been a blast making these with you. I will see you hopefully in the off season and for more awesome content. All right, thank you again for watching. It has truly been a blast. If you liked the video, just like down below. Tell your friends, share this video, subscribe for future content. And you can always tweet us at Montreal_Forum with any questions or comments. And of course, follow all Habs for the best Montreal Canadiens coverage. Finally, I'm Ben Danke, and of course, woo! Go Habs, go!